Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 158. It's geologist's favorite month, Rocktober.
That's God, that's really set in stone.
I love it. Great timing response. Phone lines are open for any other dead October jokes. I had a lot queued. I had Cocktober. And then I was trying to think of when I say phone lines are open, because I had that also planned.
The funny thing that you say, and again, zero pre-production, two things.
Yeah, we didn't do any pre-production today.
Two things right off the top. One, we started right at 2:30.
Oh.
First time probably ever. Two, it's funny that you say phone lines because that rolls into what I want to talk about. My phone is probably going to ring because in the last hour, I've been hit up for both breast cancer and thus the pink headband and police officers. Oh. So if police officers with breasts got together, they could just make one phone call.
There are police officers with breasts.
There are.
They don't need to get together. They exist as one.
So they could get together and feel each other's breasts. But
yeah.
On all seriousness, I have a real close friend that was diagnosed with breast cancer at a very, very young age. She is now fully recovered. So it is a serious thing. But with this being the 5th of October, and I was gone for 3 of the days, I've received still 5 phone calls, and on the airplane coming back to Ohio last night, they were passing around a bag for cash.
Oh, really?
On the airplane.
A cash bag.
A cash bag.
For cancer.
For cancer, for the boobies.
Seemed legit? Did it seem legit?
It was the stewardess walking around.
Man,
So people were trying to put their cups in, and then they're like reminding people to put their mask on. Put your mask on. Do you have money?
Yeah.
No cups.
No cups.
It's just a mouthful. You know, they've got to really it's like the airplane Macarena.
Yeah.
You know, like you're trying to dump your ginger ale cup in there. No, this is the cash cup.
People
the cash
love
bag.
To dump their ginger ale. Drink it all.
So I'll give to the boobies because I am a breast man. The police officers though, I feel like you have your opportunity to collect my taxes, and thank you for what you do. But they call a lot. How about we save the money by not calling, putting that towards police officers? I'm pro police officer.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder how the organization of police phone call makers is funded.
And I don't want to take any time. I'm pissed off today, so I'm really trying to
All right, let's get into it then.
No,
Donald Trump, police,
no,
BLM, all of the topics, COVID-19. Let's talk about the
And I was in downtown Minneapolis this weekend, so I had the opportunity to drive by, and the recovery efforts that are going on where the riots were and everything, it's phenomenal.
Oh, man.
How they're transitioning that entire area, both the 5th and 3rd precinct. So that was amazing. Calls, breast cancer, police officers.
Wow.
So second story. JT noticed my t-shirt.
I did.
I just got this t-shirt in the mail from Chuck Orion. It says, Ohio, worst state ever.
I disagree. Wholeheartedly.
You can...
I do like Ohio.
Once you have a t-shirt, I didn't see this happening.
I'm putting it on record.
I was disagreeing with the guys. So I told Ryan, because I got home late, that I would share this story. So Ryan got this shirt from one of his students. So Ryan is a teacher and was sitting in his office, and he saw a kid walk by. He goes, "Student, come here." Mm-hmm. And the student, and he goes, "I need to buy that shirt. Mm-hmm. How much do you want for it?" And the student goes, "I cannot sell it to you." And he goes, "Can we make a trade?" So he got this shirt. The student bought it from Goodwill for $2.
Whoa!
So he overpaid $1.75 for it, in my guesstimation. Because
it's a fantastic shirt.
I think the currency exchange is the same. Oh yeah, this is gonna be in heavy rotation.
$2, you underpaid by at least $18.
And it's like the good fabric.
Yeah, it looks comfortable.
It's the good fabric. Damn. And so, anyways, the trade. Guess what he traded? A high school student.
He traded a high school student one.
Dogecoin. No. He does have Dogecoin though.
Yeah.
He traded a 12-pack of Mountain Dew and a dozen Glazers, which is the donuts for Quick Trip.
Oh, Quick Trip.
Yep. So
regular Mountain Dew.
Yeah, regular. Well, I think it was. I think I'd have to go back. So he did trade for it. It wasn't like he beat up the high school student. So that high school student took $2 and flipped it into a 12-pack and a So he probably quadrupled his investment.
And
That's
how
at
much
least $8.
social equity did he earn with his friends because
He traded with a teacher.
Well, that and he had donuts and Mountain Dew. High school kids love that shit.
Oh yeah, just
Like he at least had one solid hour of being the cool kid on campus.
So that was awesome. And then he also sent me a beer mug nightlight just for, and then a sealed game from Top Gun, a sealed Top Gun strategy board game, sealed, still in cellophane.
Wow.
It's probably worth $1 billion. It's
Oh,
probably worth
certainly.
an F-14.
I just can't get over this shirt.
It's
Have
awesome.
you tried to trace the lineage of where this?
No,
I wonder if there's one for all the states or what.
I literally
who
got
hates Ohio that much?
I literally got it. So my only two theories are because of the 2004 election, and I did another one too. Crap.
Deep cut. But that quality of shirt, 2004, perhaps, yeah.
I have no clue, but or just Ohio State in general.
That Ohio State, I could get behind hating, and I do.
It's awesome.
But the state itself,
One of the best
enjoyed
things.
my time here.
I'm like anti-t-shirt now. One, because people buy like stiff ones, but two, I have so many of them, and but this is
That's worth it.
This is amazing.
I wish I could stack my closet with 50 shirts, all that say the worst state ever.
Yeah, it's just like,
Oh,
what do you have against Rhode Island?
I'll tell you what. It fucking sucks.
Too small. Okay.
Too small.
So here's a question for you, because now I'm out of stuff, which is really good. Do you know what a beer light is?
A beer light?
Yeah. So like, let's say I'm gonna go turn the beer light on. What does that mean to you?
Oh, sure. It's like a bar. It's a bar decor.
Okay.
It has a light in it.
But like, what meaning?
Oh,
like, what action?
You're saying something like the
beer
sign
light's
outside, like the barbershop. Twisty thing. Beer. We have beer and we're open.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But that's not me. That's a guess. What I think if you were to say I'm going to turn the beer light on, I'm thinking like that Drink Wisconsinly or the old style.
What does it mean to you though? Does it like?
It's a.
I'm trying to not like tip my hand.
What does it mean?
It's
sentimentally.
No, like like if I strip down naked in front of you, like what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Probably
you're comfortable.
Probably that I'm DTF. Like what action?
DTF.
What action does it imply?
Oh sure, we're gonna have beer.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're gonna strip down, you're comfortable.
So, anyways, in my squadron on Sunday, I was sharing with people because I'm friends with a lot of Browns fans, and I said because the Browns are playing the Vikings, I just happened to be in Minnesota, and the beer light went on, and they're like they didn't know what the beer light meant. Like, what do you mean the beer light went on?
At the place you were at?
In my squadron.
Oh, okay.
It means you can crack a cold one. I thought it was more ubiquitous.
I have not heard that.
Oh, you just turned on the Christmas lights like at the Rockefeller Center. No, it's just when the beer light goes on, that's notification that the commander to the squadron is like, crack a beer.
There's two situations in the Navy where you can drink. One, all the time. Except when you're underway. And
when
you're underway, when you've been authorized to have what's called a Steel Beach picnic.
Steel Beach picnic.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a terminology.
You've not heard that?
No.
Steel Beach picnic is when you open up whatever platform your ship has. Typically, it'd be a flight deck.
Yeah.
But also helipad if you have a smaller ship.
Yeah.
And you're authorized 2 beers.
Usually, so there's beer.
Reserved. Well, they don't keep it on the ship. They
have to fly it in.
It's reserved for Navy tradition if you are underway without a port call for 89 days. Oh no, for 45 days or more, you get a Steel Beach picnic, and that is 2 beers and a barbecue, cooked by the officers.
That's awesome.
It is awesome, and we did 89 days. We almost had our second Steel Beach picnic once, so we had one.
Does it work like clockwork? Is it like the next day? So you said 45 days. Is it the 46th day?
No, you've earned it at the 45th day, and then they have to get the beer.
Because in case like the 46th
like
day
it's possible on the 44th day you'll port.
Yeah.
And like emergency or whatever, or otherwise, and then you have all this beer on the ship.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with it?
Gotcha.
A bunch of people will be drinking in the racks. People get drunk and in trouble.
And the officers' mess, because it's separate, right? Like
it's separate.
Do you think there's booze in the officers' mess?
I don't.
You don't?
No. I like to think that there would be. Now I know for a fact that was not true in Afghanistan. But I don't believe there
not a lot of ships in Afghanistan.
No, but you're not authorized. U.S. troops weren't authorized alcohol, though I saw a lot of it.
Oh yeah, there's tons of it.
Well, I mean, the French have their
services.
PXs there, and the Italians and stuff, and the officers would get alcohol, even though the UCMJ, which we're supposed to live by, says that you can't in a war zone, active war zone.
The SOFA.
The SOFA.
Status of Forces Agreement.
Yeah. The UCMJ doesn't have anything about alcohol in a war zone?
No.
Huh.
So in Kuwait, the SOFA agreement says, our SOFA agreement signed with the Kuwaitis, no booze for Americans. Same base, the Canadians and the British can have it.
It was the same thing in Afghanistan.
But their SOFA is written differently where they're allowed to have it.
Okay.
And so we have a SOFA with them. In Qatar, we don't have a SOFA, so you're allowed booze. But the problem is, let's say you go off base and act a fool, there's no protection. Like there's drug deals to get you back. Like if the Qataris, because it's absolute sobriety there, because drinking is allowed, but it's very much looked down upon. So there's stories of people acting a fool, and then, believe me, the U.S. government's got to negotiate for you to come back.
Yeah,
and that's,
I've heard that Singapore too.
Yeah.
So I think similar. That's why you don't see it on the ship. I'd like to. Everyone, they're sneaking it on. I would agree in almost any case, except on the ship, just because of one, the severity of the punishment. You've heard of captain's mast. That's for enlisted. You skip right over that and go to court martial if you're an officer. And two, we had active aircraft. The one guy who's going to have a drinking problem is probably a pilot who's going to crash and die, and then what? The investigation it'll ruin the entire chain of command. I think it's probably not the case. But man, when that ship gets to port, that's what they say. Don't get in the sailor's way, man.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Just gonna drink ourselves.
Sorry, Stacey. What do you got, JT? What are you bringing to the table today?
I have beer news, but it seems boring in compared to this. I think our beer news lately has been more personal.
So I've been looking for stuff, and it's all like like a rehashing. And there's some like really good beer news out there, but like you said, it is a lot of rehashing. A lot more collaborations going on. I was reading a stat.
Tons of collaborations.
That 46% of breweries right now collaborate on their main line, not like one-offs or whatever, but like today, I'm foreshadowing a beer that we're going to be having that's a collab.
Ooh.
But it's just interesting how much more that there's banding together. And I don't think you don't see Marlboro and Camel banding together and making
maybe if there were craft cigarette makers.
Like candy cigarettes?
Yeah, maybe candy cigarettes. That was a good idea, I think. In the 90s, 80s, 90s. Let's give kids...
I got down on some craft cigarettes.
Let's give them some cigarettes. So they can pretend to be smokers.
I mean, and to think that, Big Tobacco wasn't behind it is beyond me. But we definitely... Everyone.
They weren't behind it?
Oh, yeah, no. There's people that... I think the majority of people realize that Big Tobacco was behind that, just to get kids through that.
Make them think they're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that too. Well, I have a new source of news, and it's been giving me a lot better stories, not just a bunch of collaborations.
Yeah.
But
Brewbound charges you to read stories.
Dumb. Well,
the first paragraph.
I have, as you know, I have an iPhone, and with it, my whole family has them. So we got the iCloud account.
Yeah.
Well, when you get the family account, you get the Apple News with it, and it's aggregating some awesome stories.
Like it auto pushes stuff you're interested in?
Well, I told it what I was interested in.
Oh, gotcha.
And then it auto pushes a bunch of stories to the top of the feed.
Like male frontal nudity.
Male frontal nudity.
Beer news.
Chicago Bears, Chicago Cubs, and beer news.
Will you have to update that algorithm when they become the Arlington Bears?
I will. I will have to, yeah. No, I think I actually am in support of that. We can talk about that later. I'm fine with it. And I was fine with it when they thought they were going to move our Cubs.
Arlington Bears, Anheuser-Busch. Boom.
Oh, AB.
It's big beer taking over.
Big beer.
I like, I like just...
It's a big bear. It's a national park.
Big Bear. What's that? John Candy movie. Big Bear, Big Bear, Big Bear. Where he comes in the Great Outdoors.
Great Outdoors.
So, our first beer today is a revisit from Blackstack, which we had 2 weeks ago on episode 156. But the best part is this. We are not going to cover Blackstack as much, even though it's their beer. We're going to cover the collaboration.
Ooh.
And that's with 8th State Brewing.
That sounds fun.
Where do you think 8th State Brewing is?
8th State?
8th State. What's the 8th State?
Well, I'm not a history major like you, and geography, which would be a perfect combination for this question. But I would guess it's the 8th state. Were all 13 all at once, or was it a process? History question.
So they were all admitted. It's different.
It's different, but the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. 8th state, I'm going to say...
very fragrant.
North Carolina, based on their beer prowess.
Gosh, you are so close.
Damn. Well, if you're going to guess with density of breweries, that's the guess you got to make.
Look at that.
That's perfect.
Poured yours like a jackass and
that's
then
all right.
Brought mine home. It is. I'm glad I poured it like a jackass. That is fragrant.
It is fragrant.
Okay, so Blackstack, again, is out of Minneapolis. Another weekend up there, another opportunity where I didn't get to go there, but this is their DDH double IPA. What does DDH stand for?
Double dry hopped.
It is. It is double dry hop, double IPA. So it's not a quad. It's just clever. That's fantastic.
Double dry hop.
This is a 9.1%. Comes in a crawler, as you see. The 8th state is South Carolina, and this comes from, or hails from, Greenville, South Carolina.
Greenville.
You can find out more from them from 8thstatebrewing.com. Pretty clever URL. And their claim to fame is they're the top-ranked brewer in South Carolina by Untapped.
They're the which ranked?
Top-ranked brewer.
Oh, top ranked.
Top rank. So
that's pretty good to be the top ranked in your state.
But I think if we harken back like 100 episodes, I think that's one of the states that doesn't have a lot of breweries. But still, even if you're one of 4, you're still the top, according. And I want to go into the website review. This week's website review is brought to you by Chamber of Vomits.
Ooh. Cheers to that.
Come get all of your business information about vomiting from the Chamber of Vomits. All right.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Rocktober,
their website was very disappointing. You couldn't find out anything about the brewery. It was all about their beers. Now I'm very interested in their beers. They have a triple sour dry hopped IPA that was like fruit but boozy.
Triple sour.
Yeah, like a triple sour, because I'm still always going to be after half pipe. I still want that. Now, half pipe was just a sour IPA. That's what it sold it. This was a triple sour IPA. Mm-hmm. That I'm down on. But again, it was just sales, and it's that like mosaic overlay. I'm using my hands right now, so if it's on YouTube, you're getting double the worthlessness of the description. But again, go to 8thstatebrewing.com, verify you're over 21. It's just a bunch of pictures that are mosaiced over each other with no information.
Did you click on them?
No, I wanted to go. Now, the second website that we're going to be talking about today is going to be fantastic, but I give this website like a 1 out of 5. It's not very good. There's not a lot of information.
That's a bad start.
The beers, I do want to go anytime that I'm in Greenville. I would seek this place out.
I feel like Greenville is known for something, but I don't know what.
I agree. It's right there.
I feel like it's important for some reason. Maybe there's a battle there or something.
So the double dry hopped IPA, the 3 hops in this are Citra, Strata, and Nelson.
Nelson.
So it's like it's like your 3 siblings. You've got Cinderella, Anastasia, and Jill. just yeah. Or Tina. So it's interesting. I don't think I'm very familiar with Nelson hops. But yeah, that's all my song and dance, JT. I can tell that you're
Greenville is not known for anything.
Half a drink into your beer.
So based on your research, what do you think?
Exclusive research by the Chamber.
So I'll start by asking a question.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. You're going to Branch and Bone.
Yeah.
You drink a beer, you find out, okay, this beer, it's let's say it's I don't know. Let's not say anything about what kind of beer it is. But they tell you it's a collaboration with.
We're off to a great
nowhere
start.
in particular.
Yeah.
Now in your head, are you thinking what's what in this beer? You're gonna taste it. Are you gonna think, ooh, I wonder what influenced this, and I wonder what influenced this? Me neither. But I think now I'm thinking about it.
That was an amazing setup for like nope, you know, and like I had that ready like a katana. The one thing about their website too with the beer, they carry a lot of other people's beer, which is awesome. It's cool. Like I would put them with
DBC.
DBC, exactly. That's the place I was looking for. Where if you have 40 taps, you may have enough to put all of your shit in there, but people will stay longer if you have the opportunity to do like 20/20 or 30/10 or whatever. So I like that diversification. I give them a positive there. I definitely want to go there. Just the website.
Only complaint is when you go there and you have other people's beer, you got to give me the passport stamp for that brewery too.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Obviously, you can't.
If you go down to South Carolina, the only stamp you're going to get is a mushroom stamp.
Is that what they do there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a South Carolina thing.
Yeah,
they give you mushroom stamps. Well, if that's what they do, I guess I won't go. So how much do you know about Blackstack and the type of beer they make?
We had it 2
We had
it 2 weeks ago.
Are they
good because
IPA people, or are they?
No, a lot of people are getting over. So I think people are trying to put more beer. So like looking at all these websites, nothing is like 4 ingredients. Everything is like the top 37. Could you imagine like if people did craft, like of course I go with craft, but craft macaroni and cheese, and they labeled out like their top 11 ingredients, hydrogenated soybean oil, all this crap. But in beer, everyone's like, how much can I pack into there? I would tell you my theory is, you know, like last week or this weekend, I had a beer with cardamom in it. And, you know, I know Cobra always talked about how he hated cardamom. Are there people out there that goes, oh, fuck, that's the best cardamom beer? It was the 5th ingredient down, but why do you feel like you have to tell us so much? Like, is it giving away the secret? You know, like, are you trying to appeal to more, like, widen your net?
That's a good question.
Split your legs a little bit?
Why do you have to tell everyone?
What? Just call it, you know, angry pussy
Call
cat.
it what it is.
And maybe, like, tell me, like, a
them
banana hopped IPA.
Banana hopped IPA.
But I don't need to, like, the 47 ingredients that are in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing.
I agree, actually. I think if some people might not be able to tell.
The how they're pitching their beer is lengthening. Much like this podcast.
It is, but I think it's for the better.
Yeah.
The podcast I'm talking about.
The
descriptions in beer, I don't know.
But just the top 17 ingredients. There could be 30.
I would like to get a list of all the ingredients for all the beer ever brewed, and then take the untapped and see. I'm working on this thing at work. It just reminded me of that. That's why. And we can figure out what combination of 2, 3, 4 ingredients leads to the best, and not all 17.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. Interesting analysis. But I'm not going to do it because I don't want to.
Great story.
Unless you have the data. If you have it, hey, give it to me. So this Canner Bonus segment brought to you this. Should we go with Chuckle Ryan because of the shirt? Or I mean, he didn't donate that to me, so I guess it would.
Chuckle Hildy.
He donated this one too.
Yeah, it was a pack of 2 crowlers.
Oh, okay, cool. Chuckle Hildy. I'll forget that on the next go around because I did last time.
We went and got some amazing.
Not that I'll forget that Chuckle Hildy donated it, but I'll forget the name.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm still thinking about the scooter or the Vespa.
You're
different guy.
No. We were talking about that this weekend because I go, hey, let's take the scooters out somewhere, and it just didn't work out. It was a busy weekend. But yesterday we went out for pho before I had to catch my flight, and so that was awesome. Like he took me to a mama because that's where pho comes from. Is the best mom. You can't go get chain pho. It sucks.
I haven't been like I haven't done a lot of pho.
It's the best
exploration.
Their egg rolls are still not. I still can't. When you're called egg roll plus, your egg rolls better be damn fucking good.
Hell yeah,
they're the best
right there.
Next month, I will order 12 egg rolls, and I will eat on them. Probably it'll take me 2.5 days, probably, but I'll eat them cold. I don't even need to warm them up.
Sounds good.
The best.
From there?
From Egg Roll Plus, not from.
Not from the
we
place
went
you
to Fotong Bay.
All right. Well, the can art boner segment. This can here has a crystal ball, 2 hands, and then an eye in the middle of the crystal ball. And it is for foresight. That's the name of the beer. I guess it I don't know. Foresight is more intuitive.
Yeah.
Intuition, and the crystal ball is more fortune.
Divination.
Divination. Look at that. That's a good word. Divination.
That's because I play Magic.
I like that. Now, I don't know if I've ever told the story, but I don't eat mushrooms. And the reason why is because, and it's not because I don't like mushrooms. People think it is. I make it seem like it is. It's because in high school, before we got to dissect animals, we dissected mushrooms.
Did you do onions?
No, we never did onions.
Mushrooms.
Did you?
Yeah, onions were first.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that. We did mushrooms. And microscopic, we did microscopic dissection. So you had to like look through all the little, like you turn the mushroom over and there's all those like lines, ridges, whatever.
Yeah.
You have to kind of look through there. It was weird. The process of dissecting that mushroom made me hate mushrooms forever. I'll never willingly eat mushrooms because I don't like the way they look.
Like the mushroom frenulums. Like the
the
small flap. I know what you're saying, the ridges.
The ridges, yeah. And that's
cap.
what this looks like. I don't know if you can confirm that, but it looks like
like
the bottom of
yeah.
a mushroom.
Yeah.
No, like the wrinkles. Yeah, eyelashes.
Or like a butthole.
It does look like a butthole.
Just with an eye. Like if an eye would be looking out the butthole.
Something's crossed out here. What does that say? Do you know what that says?
I never look close enough at these. That is hand.
Hand crossed out.
See, this on the can, on the label here, it says 8.5, but it's 9.1. Oh, no, that's the can date. Sorry.
Oh, 9.1.
It is 8.5.
I thought it was 9.1 as well. So
I was wrong. So this is only 8.5. Sorry to cheapen your alcohol.
I do like
What
the
a
drawing.
jerk. I'm sorry, JT.
I think the match on the name, it's all right. It's not great. The art is, it's that, the absence of more than it is what it is. Like we talked about with workaholics.
There's value in the negative space.
There's definitely value in the negative space, especially when you're on the shelf with all this pipework stuff. It's like, whoa, what's that one white can sticking out? But not this size. That won't be on the shelf. Yeah, that's the camera boner segment.
Yeah, there's just not a lot to that.
Not a lot going on. There's a little zigzag thing here going on with some gold foil. Not real though. I would guess. Not real gold.
This was the beer that Hildy wanted us to do first, and I screwed up, and then wanted us to do Miracle at the Birth Center second.
Yeah, I don't remember that beer at all. Did we say it was not memorable?
Complete the opposite.
Oh, we said we loved it?
Yeah.
God, I don't remember that beer.
Yeah.
I remember the name.
Sorry, you only gave it a 4.25.
That's not bad though. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
This beer, I say.
Oh. Picky's out.
I like this beer. This beer has I'm gonna pull a word from Matt's vernacular.
Boom.
It's got viscosity that you
Ooh.
wouldn't expect from this type of beer. It on the tongue feels thicker than most of these IPAs. It smells much hoppier than it tastes. It also smells pretty fruity. The taste is really smooth. I can't believe how smooth this is. When I smelled it, I thought, okay, there's going to be a lot of armpit in this one. And it just never happened. That just didn't happen. This beer is an easy drinker, just hands down. It exceeded my expectations. Way easier to drink than I thought. Way smoother than I thought. It's unoffensive and non-obtrusive. Non-intrusive. I don't know. I fucked up on the big words right at the end there.
Not obtrusive.
Not obtrusive. This is a damn good beer. I really like it. I think.
Did you get that first like fragrant whiff?
Yeah, when there was foam on the top, it was very fragrant.
Reliving when I poured it like an asshole. Great, thanks.
Yeah. Actually, I think it helped. This beer it has a sweetness to it that's not sugar. I think it tastes like a fruit sweet. But I don't know if there would be fruit in this beer.
Would you say it's too sweet?
No. Too sweet. Is that a thing? Is that Hulk Hogan's thing?
The Wolfpack.
I don't know. I didn't watch WCW. I was WWF guy. I was like anti-WCW.
Oh, flipped it back.
I wish I could watch both.
Flipped it back.
Like if I was 31, 32 over again.
31, 32. The
yeah.
A
if I was
/CH button on my remote wore out.
If I was to do it all over again, I'd watch both. I don't know why as a kid I had to take sides, but I wasn't watching this Goldberg. And you know what? Who turned out to be right? Me. Goldberg sucks. Stone Cold's better. And his legacy lives on. It's great. He didn't kill it with 700 matches in his 50s. But this beer is excellent. I know we do this all the time. We're like, well, what could make it better?
I no longer do that. Like
I don't think it's a 5, but it's like so close. It's 4.75. As far as beers like this go, it's excellent, and it totally delivers better than it lets on the can, in the smell. You can't get the experience of this beer without drinking it.
I'm going to boil down JT's beautiful picture, and so he did a Monet. I'm going to do a Banksy. It's going to have its own...
That sounds awesome.
It's going to have its own gimmick. So your stuff is timeless. Mine, I need like shredders and stuff like that. So with that, the orange juice gimmick works for this. That's what it 100% drinks like. So it takes the sweetness of orange juice and inverts that into bitterness.
It does
so
bitterness.
It's like you could have this as like a breakfast IPA. It just drinks that way where it satiates. And like if you're having something savory with it, it would pair with that really well. Yeah. I totally like what you say about everything. It's like a flat OJ.
Yeah.
Not that orange juice is like bubbly or effervescent or anything like that, but it's fantastic. Off the top rope, I give this one a 4.5. This is the Blackstack. I'm jealous that I turned down going there like twice because this place is top tier. That's for sure.
You gotta go.
Yes, it's number 2 for me out of all of the Twin Cities beers that I've had outside of Barrel Theory. So, all right, on to the second beer.
Number 2 outside of Barrel Theory.
No, yeah, it's second to Barrel Theory.
I see.
The second beer.
This
is a fun story here. So here's my story with this one, JT. We have had this beer has been on the podcast.
Oh, it has?
This brewer has been on the podcast.
Brewer,
JT has not had this brewer on the podcast. Can you explain? Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, yeah.
You can get prepped. Can you explain?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Can you explain how that works out?
This smells great. Can I explain? I must not have been on the episode.
Here's the best part. You were on the episode.
Oh, was it the... They didn't... The Bloody Mary one was not them, right? That was Urban Artifact.
Yeah, that was UA.
Okay. They have like a side thing where they have cans similar to this, right?
Yep.
Can art. Humble Forager. I feel like I didn't have a Humble Forager.
You probably have, but I can't track you anymore because you've deleted your cookie crumb trail.
I need to get back on the cookie crumb trail. It's a good trail.
So we did this on one of our distributed ops. It was right around Christmas last year.
Okay.
So I did this, Humble Forager, and so I did 2 beers, JT did 2 beers, Cobra did 2 beers. So it was a supersized episode where we just kind of like went really quick on our stuff. So I know that I've done them before, but this just happens to be. So it's been on the pod, JT's first on the pod of Homebrew Forager. So about what we've already cracked. So we kind of did it out of order here because I was so excited for this beer.
Yeah, it's exciting.
This is called Mysterious Ravine from Humble Forager. It's a 7% tart IPA. You can find out more information, and I implore you to go to humbleforager.com and let me tell you about it.
Website review?
The website review brought to you by the Chamber of Vomits. They just aggregate all of the best vomits in the world. There's some really epic things on there, and you can find out more at chamberofvomits.net/geocities. Yeah, just put it in your favorite web browser like Lycos or Ask Jeeves.
Oh yeah, Netscape.
Yeah, Netscape Navigator. I use 4.6.1. It's just it's revolutionary. Nothing pops up.
Nothing pops up. They don't. It doesn't have Flash because Flash is no longer supported. It doesn't have Flash because it's not supported yet.
DuckDuckGo, eat your heart out because no one tracks shit because they're like
it doesn't even know how to store cookies.
It's just still trying to store rocks. All right.
October.
The best part about this website. October. The best part about this website is. I always go, I want to know the story, and it's got a 3-minute video, and it's just the owner and the head recipe maker talking about where he gets his designs from, one for art perspective, but for beer. So there's a lot of things, and we'll get into the ingredients of this beer, but in all of his beer, it's avant-garde. So talking about what I talked about previously about having to put like 17 ingredients and just mishmash them in a balance. I feel like Humble Forager's been doing it longer and everything is well thought out. And if you listen to this 3-minute video, all of the artwork, and that's why it ties in the can opener segment, is all places he's been and is taking pictures of. So like he has
that makes it like
that's him in the boat.
That's him in the boat. That's his perspective.
Yeah, there's cans where he has his son. Coastal, the one that I did back in December, his son, he's given his son like a pigback ride, and that's an artist rendering. Same artwork on all of their cans. That's through and through. But it's all situations that he's been in, and I genuinely feel like he's inspired by his trips, and he's like, you know, even though a Ravine, you'd think you'd want something heartier, stouty to, you know, bring up your core body temperature or whatever alcohol people think that alcohol does. But this just happens to be a tart fruited IPA with tangerine, fruit punch, and passion fruit.
Yeah.
So, interesting story. Go to humbleforager.com. Just watch the 3-minute video. It's awesome. 5 out of 5 on the website review. Fantastic.
Ooh, man, 5 out of 5 website.
I don't need a lot of gimmicks, man. But explain.
No, right. So there's the can art. There it is. I'll stop on the words for those who want me to slow down.
It's a vegan version.
I did notice that. I wasn't sure if you were going to bring that up. I noticed it was the vegan version.
Yeah. Because the other one is chock full of pork chops.
Yeah.
And sinew.
Yeah. I would guess that the only way you can unveganize this beer without using ridiculous ingredients is the lactose.
Or like fish bladder.
Fish bladder,
as a clarifying agent. So fish like in an IPA, you're not typically worried about that.
So right off the bat, I will say that I've never appreciated the cursive B until I saw this can. Excellent. I always hated cursive Bs. They have that weird fucking thing on it. And as you know, I have several Bs in my name. I don't like the B, so my signature is just a bunch of loops now because I don't like writing the B.
You're a doctor.
I'm a doctor. Indeed, I wish.
What are your thoughts on cursive?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Yeah. I have so many thoughts on cursive. I fucking hate that we still teach it in school. I think that they should take take a week or two of English,
Yep.
ELA, as they call it, the kids call it now. Teach everybody how to write their name in cursive. Have them develop a signature over time. Maybe the signatures will degrade to shittiness over time. That's probably true, but use the time you're teaching cursive to start teaching something more modern. In my opinion, if you want to learn cursive, I think it can go with things like learning Latin. Just learn it later or on your own.
So obviously we think that geography is important, and I've brought it up on the podcast multiple times. I got geography back installed into my high school curriculum for a couple of years, and then after I was gone, they're like, Andy Dufresne's gone. But I don't want to dox you, but his last name is Bartleby. If you're trying to
Bartleby, I have a lot of B's in my name.
Yeah, a lot of B's.
My last name is actually 5 B's.
But they obviously should
pronounce Bartleby.
They obviously should teach finance, like
finance, or even like computer logic,
fucking life skills.
Like, you don't have to teach them to code or anything. Just like instead of cursive, finance. So my high school required 1 year of economics.
Well, yeah,
economics.
Oh yeah, GDP and stuff. I don't care about the GDP as shit. Teach me personal.
Teach me about how to balance your checkbook.
Yeah, because the best life lesson, I think, School of Hard Knocks, my mom co-signed when I was 17 for me to have a $200 credit card. It's the first fucking thing I did. I went and bought a $196 stereo that I still have to this day, by the way. That I still have to this day. Yeah, 22% or whatever, and it took me 6 months to pay that
That's
off.
what they need to do. That's the lesson. Interest and student loans.
Please teach it, because it's not happening. Again, my mom was very busy and did an amazing job, but maybe she taught me that way. I should have a couple of beers and ask her sometime. But it worked out. Last time I paid interest on a fucking credit card, though.
Yep. Same.
Now my credit card owes me money.
Yeah, same here.
I'm calling for that $819.
I never paid interest on my credit card.
Now it's a fun.
I never thought about that until you said it. I mean, that was always the intent.
Oh yeah.
But I never actually thought about it.
Because now I'm worried that, I'm not getting enough money. So I don't want to become a churner. I just want one credit card.
Yeah, me too. I'm not the guy who's researching the reward.
Oh, there's a spreadsheet in my office where they go.
That's too much.
All the lieutenants get together and they.
How's that working out? Are they rich? They got a lot of free vacations.
All the airplane miles,
That's great. Good for them.
They have the time in the world to do that. We don't have time.
There's people on YouTube you can follow and get them all.
Yeah, but quarter to quarter, they'll announce, switch this credit card, close this one. They'll do it. Seriously, the Lieutenant Mafia. Anyways, sorry, Stacey, not a personal finance podcast, but a beer podcast. Thoughts?
But I'm glad you asked about cursive, because I had strong thoughts.
Yeah.
Most people disagree with me. And by most people, I mean my wife.
They're chastising my daughter for writing in all caps.
No, write in all caps.
I write in all caps. Look it. You see one lowercase?
Yeah, you do write in all caps.
They say it stems from kindergarten.
Really?
Yep.
I think it stems from the military.
No, so...
Keeping watch logs.
Oh, yeah, no, for me, because I was born left-handed, and my father wanted me to be right-handed.
Oh, how unfortunate. Left hand's the best hand.
That's why I can't draw. And drinking at the same time is definitely terrible for an
audio
podcast.
All right.
We do it all the time.
We do it all the time.
Dollar breast cancer research.
This Cannon Bonus segment brought to you by Chuggalo. Don't tell me, I'll get it. His name is... how do I fucking forget this all the time? Stumpy.
Stumpy, yeah.
No, that was. I know that's not it. What is it again?
Hildy.
Why? I can never remember that. Hildy. I'm gonna get it now.
It's the first part of his last name.
I figured his name's probably something like Hildenberg.
Yep.
Hindenburg.
Nailed it.
I'm just trying not to easily guess his last name.
Hildensmith.
I don't want to dox him.
Yes.
As you said.
Yes.
Humble Forager. That's not part of the can art, but I have thoughts on that. The can art is he's passing through some sort of what would they call this? A ravine.
I was gonna say, if only There's 2 names on the can.
Yeah.
It's mysterious.
Well, I don't personally feel it's very mysterious. I think mysterious has a lot of darker feeling to it. But I think this is a ravine. Passing through it, and I like this first-person perspective kind of thing. First-person shooter, if you will. He's in a raft. He's going through this ravine. The waves look rough. I'm worried about the transition through, but I think you'll make it because you make this can later in life. So you took this picture. I don't know. I wonder if that was a.
You described this to a criminal sketch artist.
Like, yeah. Okay. So first person perspective. I'm wearing what are those cameras that people wear when they do extreme sports? GoPro. I'm wearing a GoPro, and I'm rowing this boat, paddling this boat. Whatever. It's a raft. What's the difference?
So there's no on this after 45 days. There's no steel deck picnic. That's not even a boat. You don't row or steer or. Wait a second. What's powering those ships?
Power. Fuel.
Just a bunch of seamen.
Hundreds of thousands of gallons of jet fuel. Or ship fuel.
Do they run on GPA?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a mistake. We do have a lot of GP8 though because of the jets. And that's why I thought of it. But it's regular fuel. Have you ever seen a ship refuel?
No.
It's amazing. At sea. At sea, obviously. In port, it's boring. But at sea, they throw a grappling hook over from the fuel ship and the ship that needs to be refueled. They go and they match speeds.
Yeah.
And it's usually full speed ahead for the bigger ship, whichever is bigger.
Why don't they just stop?
That's a good question. I don't know, actually. I actually don't know the answer to that question. Why they don't stop. So they go full speed for the slower ship. I say bigger, it's the slower ship. Then the smaller ship, smaller of the two.
Yeah.
So if you're, in my case, we were the bigger, slower ship, and the fueling ship could go quicker. So then it matches our speed.
Yeah.
And so we're going 22 knots, and they throw a grappling hook over. They attach the hose for the fuel onto the grappling hook and then slide it over like a, kind of like a.
So it's a small hose. It's not like it's not like a garden hose.
It's pretty big, but it takes a good hour or two to get. We're filling up on our ship 100,000 gallons exactly, I believe. It takes a while.
In an hour.
Yeah, hour or two. But we're also a lot of these fueling ships also carry goods for the ship.
Oh, like it's a provision, like for the SKs.
SKs, yeah. So they will. So what will happen is, if the ship has a helipad and our ship has a flight deck, they'll fly over food while the ship refuels.
That's fucking awesome.
It's so efficient.
Well, they just grappling hook over like the fucking peanut butter crackers.
That does happen. They do.
Here's a nutty bar. Just throw them over.
Not one nutty bar. That might not be worth the trip.
No, well they come wrapped.
That's true. You get four.
Yeah.
4 to a pack. They have zip lined pallets before on my ship. I don't know if they do it for all ships, but that's a different part of the ship that you need to access.
How often do you need to refuel? How long
on the well deck?
How many? How 100,000 gallons? How many?
I would, if I can remember, I would say we probably refuel once a month, maybe once every 2 months. I can't remember.
That's pretty efficient.
But we also did a lot of replenishments for food, so I don't really remember which ones were fuel.
Coming from northern Wisconsin, I feel like most people's pontoons go through 100,000 gallons, like
probably
every other. Like
probably.
they're pulling Timmy out there on the fucking tube, and they're like, well, fucking, we're tapped out.
I have no idea.
That's crazy.
This is a good question for an SK, or not an
SK,
SK, no, for a BM.
A BM.
BMs know the answer to that. They're the ones who have to do all the work.
What's that? Supplying keys, I know.
Boatswain's mate. It's
boatswain.
Largely, boatswain.
Yeah.
We just call them boatswain. They
fucking dominating over here.
Largely considered with Cook to be the lowest, shittiest job in the Navy. They are the ones who are responsible for things like oiling chains, like shit that you wouldn't even think is a job.
Yeah. Swapping the
They
deck.
do that. No, they don't swap the deck. But they'll
Clean the shit.
they'll what do they call it when you like have to walk in a line and look for garbage and shit?
Oh, fog walk.
Yeah, fog walk. They do that on the ship for metal pieces.
Oh, so they
every morning the boatswain's mates have to do a fog walk.
Do they ever do a golden bolt like we do on the flight line?
I don't know what a golden bolt is.
So if you find the chief or whatever,
that's
will
a
throw
good
a
idea. I
golden
don't think
bolt.
so.
They get a day off.
That'd be awesome, but man, fucking that up would be a real tragedy. It'd be a
Well, yeah, you don't fucking leave the deck.
Yeah.
If the golden bolt hasn't been
right. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. I imagine that there could be some mistakes. I don't know. Maybe they do, and I just don't know about it because I didn't do it.
Interesting.
Never had to do it. I didn't get to the ship until I was in E5, and once you're above E4, you don't do that shit. But yeah, boatswain's mates are the ones who would catch the hose as it gets ziplined through,
The
and
grappling hook with their teeth.
catch the pallets. Yeah, they're the Popeyes. Not like losers who can't get chicks. They're like they could catch shit with their teeth. Like they're the guys who are they might not have war stories, but man, they got
like
stories.
the chief boatswain is like the head moron. It's
The
like
head
the king,
moron,
the king of
but he's
ignorance.
also like one full callus.
Yeah. He's seen
He's a
shit.
rough guy.
He's seen a lot of
He's
shit.
a tough dude.
Yeah, you wouldn't challenge him.
He's seen a lot of chain oil.
Yeah.
There's no rust on his chains. That's for sure. Because he's a chief now.
Yeah.
And it takes like 20 years to make BM chief. You know, whereas in like my job,
Watch out.
you can make chief in like 8 years.
Watch out, Guam, because he's dropping.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's dropping coin.
That dude's, that's the one. He's the one who buys everyone drinks.
Yeah.
At the strip club. And the Guam, that shit ain't cheap.
No, it's expensive.
Yeah. Where were we? So ravines and rowing a raft. Going back down to raft-sized boats. He's paddling a raft. I like this can art. It's cartoonish, but not cartoonish in the way that's like Family Guy. It's more cartoonish in the way that's like, what's that comic in the newspaper that everyone fucking hates? It's like the blonde kid. Not Peanuts. People probably do hate Peanuts, but I don't think enough people hate it. It's the one where it's like the end of all of them is like, and God loves you. And they don't hate it because of God. They just hate it because it's not funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It's like Precious Moments, cartoonish. You know Precious Moments?
Yep.
Like little angels with huge eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I always said that this can art is whimsical.
it is whimsical. I like this can.
It's
I'm not trying to belittle it. It is really, really well done. It's got kind of that watercolor feel. And,
Sorry, Stacey.
I love it. I love the can art. It's got a little signature at the bottom. I'm guessing that's the artist, Elijah something maybe. I don't know. That's it. Mysterious Ravine. That's the can art boner segment. Now I'm curious about humble foraging, but I've talked too long. We can talk about what is humble foraging later. I've taught my sons about being humble. I've had to reintroduce them to that concept lately. Well, not my youngest son, my oldest son. Say, hey, how's it going? And his first answer was like, well, here's my entire life story, and I'm awesome, basically. And I'm like, hey, you know, maybe just say, I'm fine, how are you? And then once they are done with that, then you can go into all of your accomplishments. He's an accomplished kid. So that's it. Flavor-wise, this beer's awesome. It's got all of the things I like about cranberry juice. The way that it lingers, the way that the taste on your tongue is the same as the taste in your, or not the taste, but the smell in your nose, both in and out. Like breathing out, it's actually pretty pleasant to take a swig and then take a deep breath out. This beer is really good. It's like a dark sweetness, kind of like a it's not. I'm not saying it's cherry because it's not, but like it's got that darkness that you would get from a dark cherry, maybe cranberry kind of thing.
So it's a mysterious.
Is it mysterious?
Well, because you said dark
flavor, right? Yeah, the can art maybe not, but yeah, yeah, sure, okay. So that's where the mysterious comes in. Oh man, fruit punch. So I wasn't registering that until now. I don't know. I guess that's where you'd have to have it. You'd have to have that at fruit punch. That's it. This beer is really good. They definitely nailed this beer. Ice cold, it was phenomenal. Now that it's been in my hands for a while, it's less phenomenal, but still good.
Instead of the phenomenal forearm, this is like the phenomenal finger poke. Like, instead of like coming off the top rope, once it's warm.
This beer delivers. It's a 5. I can't say that because I mean, partially it succeeds in because it was after the beer we just had, which was insanely good. This one I like even more. Which I mean, there's nothing else you can say. It's a 5. There's nothing higher than that, except for maybe Seth Rogen.
We've added a new tier to our scores. It goes from 5 then to Seth Rogen. Yeah, off the top rope. This is a 5 in the absence of. I get the tangerine. The tangerine is 100% there. I'm not a tangerine guy. The fruit punch and the passion fruit, I don't get because those are like sugar on your teeth, and that is something that we've railed upon on this podcast with saying I don't want that Pepsi coat on my teeth when I drink, and you don't get the Pepsi coat with this. So maybe that's there as like a balancing agent because you still get that's why sour IPAs are so fantastic. You get the sweetness, you get the yummy flavor to kind of dumb it down to like middle school, but then you also get the dankness that cuts through that and it retards those sweetness quotients into that IPA flavor profile with the alpha acids that most people prefer. This is fantastic. I would put this right up there with Half Pipe. Half Pipe is sour. This is tart. Two different things. You don't get like there are way more tart beers out that tighten like the back of your mandible. This is approaching that, but it isn't because it isn't focused on that because it has the dankness of the IPA that cuts through there. So this is fantastic. Again, everything that I've had so far from Humble Forager has been a 4.5 plus. Please go to their website again. He puts a lot of thought into this, and he even talks in the first minute. He talks about they have a contract brewer, and their contract brewer is actually Fair State. And we've had Fair State before on the podcast. Fair State's out of Minneapolis. So, again, collaborating within the Midwest because that's where a lot of our beers come from. I mean, we do spur out quite a bit, but it's awesome to see that so much good product coming from the upper Midwest.
Yeah, they're doing great. I wonder if the fruit punch wasn't a flavor per se.
It could have been
it wasn't after.
Like a drier fruit punch.
This tastes like fruit punch.
Not like
let's write that.
Not like Hawaiian punch or whatever because that's all sugar. But like fruit punch has a drier, like maybe just like the dry mix or whatever. It's.
You can see that.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's a good beer.
I'm not an expert by any means.
More so than tartness or sweetness, it has a lot of flavor, and that's what beer needs.
Yep. And the ironic thing is I only have 3 of these in the fridge because this is a question I had for you as we transition and we have a couple of things that are hanging out there that we want to talk about. Oftentimes, like when I'll have people over, I have beer that I have earmarked for the pod. I go, you can have this. If we're friends on Untappd, don't fucking post it and don't tell me what you think about it. And a lot of people know that I do the podcast, like 7 or 8 people I know, and I'm like, don't tell me because it's going to influence my score.
Yeah.
So Chugalo Pete had this beer because I just said go in the fridge or whatever, and he goes, oh, you picked this, and I go, don't tell me anything because that's going to be on the pod in a couple of weeks.
Well, I appreciate you sharing this with me. It sucks sometimes when you share a beer that is so great that you want all of them, but
yeah. So
I'm not. That's not from my perspective. I don't know if you.
This is local. You can. Pat's. I bought this at Pat's.
Pat's has it.
Yeah.
Was this the $25 one?
No, it is 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's about right. There's one there that's like $26, and I keep taking it and then I put it back.
Yeah.
All right. That's the beer. So now we're gonna do our quarterly or semi-quarterly.
Yeah.
Sports talk.
Sports talk.
I have to. Today's the first day of the MLB playoffs.
Yep.
Have you put any thought into who you think's gonna win?
I'm disappointed. We're gonna keep this to baseball only. I'm disappointed in two things with baseball. One, that the average length of game now eclipsed the record. It went over 3 hours 10 minutes.
Wow,
which is stupid.
That's crazy because they're trying to shorten it.
They're trying to shorten it, but it's the longest game ever on average. Number two, in the AL, I was really hoping for a cacophony of errors and that 4 teams were going to be with the same record. Yeah. And unfortunately,
same here.
Major League Baseball got their asses bailed out because the Red Sox and the Yankees both won their last game, and the Mariners and the Blue Jays both lost their last game.
They didn't have
otherwise.
That. Other than LA,
they would have been fucked.
They hate the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, from a ratings perspective.
Yeah.
That's true. They did get bailed out.
They did get bailed out, and I would have argued out of the AL, because we're both NL fans. The AL, I think the Blue Jays would have been more exciting. Terrible for ratings, but I think would have been more exciting just because of how young their core is.
Yeah,
they're what San Diego should have been. On paper.
Exactly. They are what San Diego should have been, and they have a lot of what
second generation talent too,
household names, and second generation talent that, well, I don't know about Guerrero, but Bo Bichette hands down so far has exceeded his dad.
I don't think
talent.
Well, I have a bunch of Dante Bichette cards. I think Cavan doesn't start. I think he's a spot guy.
Yeah, he has not exceeded his
who's
dad.
The other guy?
There's Guerrero, Bichette, Biggio, and
they have a fourth one.
Yeah, they do
at minimum.
But I do like the Blue Jays. I had the Seattle game on. I finally used the MLB app picture in picture.
Oh yeah.
Because I had both the Yankees and the Mariners game on at the same time, which I thought was cool. There's never been a reason to use it.
Did you see Shohei get booed?
No, I didn't see him get booed.
So, Shohei Ohtani can't come out. He was second in the AL in home runs. Did get to 100 RBIs on the last day, and then they booed him. The Mariners booed him when he got. So he comes out to the top of the dugout and just looks back, and goes, shrugs like
guys. If he doesn't, what do you think? MVP or no? You can't just give it to the home run hitter. That's my opinion.
No, because then Guerrero would have got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm it's got to go to Ohtani.
It's crazy. He was on pace before. He slowed down in the second half a little bit, but that's fine. The accomplishment of what he did overall, I understand he wasn't the best hitter, he wasn't the best pitcher, but the amalgam wins the last.
Was he the most valuable player to his team? Well, I mean, I don't think that's debatable.
I haven't looked at the state. I would give it to him just because the sheer accomplishment, like the talk.
He did it.
And I think everyone likes the spectacle. And I also say I like spectacles. That's why I like, the Yankees with 26 and just like the sheer dominance. It's a spectacle. It's, a pillar of the community. And it's crazy, shifting a little bit with Tampa Bay, how they're able to do so much with so little. And I go, they've taken watch Moneyball. Yeah. They're that plus. Whatever advanced analytics they're using.
Well, all the people who are there now will
and
not
thank
be
you for
there
in
2025.
Oh yeah, no, they'll flip.
You got Wander Franco. I mean, that guy went on a tear. Arozarena, he's a postseason guy. I don't even know who their pitchers are. Is Blake Snell still there?
No, he went to San Diego. Right? Shane McClanahan.
McClanahan.
JP, a local guy from back home. He was on my fantasy team for a while, but knew his sister. But we got Willie Adames from really long last name too. Kicking myself.
I don't know.
Starts with an R.
No clue.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to say Fulton-Cavich, but he's in
Oh,
Texas.
Fulton-Nevich?
But he's not.
Fulton-Nevich? I know what you're talking about.
Fulton-Cavich, I thought.
Yeah, it's
JP Fireeisen. JP Fireeisen knew his sister, but anyways, she went to my school, local people. But we traded him for Adamas, so that worked out really well for us. But us being the Brewers.
Yeah.
Well, so excited for baseball. I'm disappointed. This is going to be my conclusion. I was like, great, we're going to win 100 games. Mm-hmm. And then our end of the season with, the Cards on their tear, and then with the Dodgers that were trying to win the division so they could avoid the wild card. I mean, we just got buzzsawed. So then I was like, okay, at least we'll eclipse our team record of winning 96 wins. We couldn't even do that.
Oh.
So we got to 95.
Yeah.
Like in the last 15 games.
If we're talking personal experiences, I'm happy the Cubs gave up at the midseason point.
They'll get Chris Bryant.
And I actually thought about this on the way here for the first time because I've been upset about the Cubs all year, but from like I have to face down my rival kind of thing. Now the Cubs rivals are the Cardinals typically, but Matt and I are we speak more than I speak to any Cardinals fan. At least it wasn't up to the wire, and then the Cubs lost.
Yeah,
I think losing mid-season and just giving up makes it easier to accept.
It wasn't like a couple of years ago when it was like the inverse, like September was just murderers row.
Yeah, right. Like it was just crazy. Like at least I know you won't because we have a respectful sports friendship, but like your team of friends back in Wisconsin, Minnesota, they might say something. But to me this year it's like, well, I mean, come on, they gave up fucking July, so who cares? It's not like we tried.
I mean, going into the NL, the only team that I would put us above right now is the NL East.
And I like the Brewers. So I don't know how the Brewers view the Cubs, like Brewers fans view the Cubs. Like personally, if the Cubs aren't in it, I'd much rather see the Brewers succeed than the Cardinals. So
that wild card game is just
I'm into that. And
I love it. I'd love to see like a 31-30 game. Just trotting out base coaches out there.
The wild card in the NL is the Cardinals and the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy that well over 105 team, 17 game difference between.
Something's wrong with the American League West or National League West. I don't understand.
And again, I think the Padres finished one game above 500. Or is really close.
In all that talent, other division, they're finishing in the playoffs.
I don't want
they're losing 16 games to the Dodgers, 16 games to the Giants.
You can't teach teamwork, so
that's
the Giants is all teamwork.
The pitching on the Padres is just unbelievable.
And then they've got talent everywhere.
Has Kershaw and Scherzer.
Where does Kershaw end up next year?
They're like fucking 100 years old.
Where does Kershaw end up next year?
LA.
You think he stays?
They have the money.
He wouldn't let go of the ball when they took him out of the game, and
they've done that once already. This is not his first free agency.
So I mean, like you said, they've got the money. It seems like
pay him, make him a 4.
He's going to end up a Royal. You've heard it here.
A Royal, not a chance. No.
We're going to give you 50% of team ownership.
Yeah, they're going to take that Vince
and all the
money and put it in.
And all the Boulevard beer you can drink, which would be 2 cans until you throw up violently.
All right, so the burning question.
Yep.
You've seen the bracket.
Yep.
We don't have to go all the way to the wild card game. We could start at the league championship if you want, or we can start at the beginning.
All right.
Where would you like to start?
I'm going to give you my World Series matchup.
World Series matchup.
The Detroit Tigers.
Why
are you laughing?
Definitely true.
Against Miami Marlins.
Yeah, that's it.
Write it down.
Hey, you know what? The Marlins will probably win a World Series before the Cubs win it.
That's a lock right there.
Here's my league championship. I'll give you that at least. I have the Brewers facing the...
wow!
I do, because I think they can beat whoever's up until Who did I have? I might have to look.
The Giants don't have Madison Baumgartner.
I don't have the Giants in the league championship. I believe. Fuck. Let me think.
I believe in fuck too.
Cardinals, Brewers,
Dodgers,
Giants. Who's on the East? It's
for the NL.
It's
the Braves.
The Braves. Who did I have in the? Well, I had the Brewers.
I can't name one of their starters confidently. I used to. They used to have. They switched them out.
They had Fultonowitz or whatever they got.
Fulton Cavich, and now he's with the Rangers.
That's how you
after
say
he got
Fulton Cavich?
Yeah, after he got designated, he got DFA'd.
He got DFA'd.
Yeah. Did they have Mark Minor? Was he there? No.
I do have the Brewers in the league championship. I have them losing.
I asked my father-in-law if we go to the World Series, would he be willing? And he said up to $300 a ticket. I go, we'll tailgate. I'll go. I don't care. This is going to be one of those things where Cubs tickets, they're special.
There's no way I was getting Cubs tickets.
It's not going to be, but I would still go tailgate for sure.
Tailgate for sure, yeah.
You
can't tailgate at Wrigley.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But I told them we would make it happen. I would, now that my brother-in-law is stateside, I think that would be awesome. Just even if we go bring a little fucking grill and do some brats, like that'd be awesome. It'd be magical to go. God, we won't make it, but it would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. God, why can't I remember my National League pick? I think I had the White Sox versus the Dodgers.
Tony La Russa. Does that hurt a little bit to, how much we ragged on him and how much we don't think he should be there?
No, I still don't think he should.
Is it coaching or talent?
A little bit of both. I think he's earned a little bit of respect over time. I don't like how he handled the young guys. Mercedes, for example. Let the kids play, as they say.
Yeah.
That was actually the White Sox motto for a while.
Yeah.
That was like their commercial on TV, let the kids play. I think the White Sox are going to win the World Series this year. That's my pick. Did I have the Brewers?
Did they win in 06 and then that was the last time?
05.
05, okay.
Yeah. Last time. And that was probably your first Moneyball team to win.
Yep.
Because they were fucking garbage, other than Burley. They had like
Mark Burley,
a bunch of no-name guys playing positions you'll never hear from again.
So it was like Mark Burley manned up like Madison Baumgartner did for like it was just
he played
pitch on a day rest,
7-game series,
and that and that's what it takes. So,
can you pick, or do you feel like you want to wait?
God, the Yankees, they ran out of fingers in the dam. Like, DJ Mayhew is out. Like, their pitching is sus. Araldis is either hot or cold. And, that's such like a euphemistic and wasted. But he's either 3 strikes. He's either Hader-esque or he's, just giving it up like a shut-in at senior prom. It's fantastic.
Anyone who's on the Yankee train is either a Yankees fan or has recency bias. Which
the Rays are going to get there. God, they are just.
The Rays are a good team. They're a scrappy good team.
God,
they got some good players on that team.
It's got to be the Rays and the Dodgers. There's just so much talent. I mean, you're pitching David Price, who's 108 out of the pen. Mm-hmm. Is Pujols still on that team? He's probably good for
the Dodgers.
Magical moment.
I mean, I can't watch that motherfucker hit another baseball. It takes him like 14 minutes to get to second base on a double. It's the worst.
So I just got an update on the Dodgers picked up David Roberts to base run for Albert if he makes it to first base.
Yeah, man, it's like the Babe Ruth scenario, and he just gets a pinch runner to run his home runs for him. But he's not even hitting home runs anymore.
Who's the guy in '89 for the Dodgers? Kirk Gibson.
Gibson, yeah.
Barely could make it around and just came up.
Swung at the dirt.
Yeah. Swung at the dirt.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. But yeah, no. So it's exciting. I wish that we had a lot more momentum coming into it because it's not as bad as hockey, where momentum is everything in hockey and your goalie. where it comes down to one player.
Yeah, it really does. Did you watch the? So you made your pick. You said it was the Rays, right?
Yeah, the Rays and the Dodgers. Oh, to go.
To go.
And I'm gonna just do the generic sports. It'll go to 6.
Yeah,
it'll go to 6.
I think this year, if 2 small market teams make it, it'll go 7.
Will the Rays have more than 4,000 fans in the stands for a home World Series game?
They'll find them.
They'll find you, homeless person.
Get in here. They'll do it. It would be embarrassing not to. But then again, when you're giving free T-shirts away, anyone will show up. Look at the NBA.
I'm doing this podcast in a free T-shirt today.
Yeah. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the Mets 30 for 30, but we don't have time. So we'll talk about it. You didn't see it?
Didn't see it.
It's a stretch. That's my thoughts. That's episode 158, I think. That's pretty much it. I actually think the White Sox are going to win the World Series. We had 2 insanely good beers. Now I got to try to find some good beer.
Put a bow on it.
That's all I got. I was just waiting for you to walk up, but you never walked up. Swing! Bye.